Hi pension subscribers and welcome back to the channel. My name's Dominic James Murray, CEO and founder here at Cameron James. Today, we will be talking about the truth about offshore bonds. Okay, so why are we talking about this and why is it important? So, when you're completing a pension transfer, you will always have to go to a SIPP. Is 99% of the time the place in which people would transfer their DC or their final salary pension transfer to. Sometimes in limited circumstances, if you're in Europe and it's approaching lifetime allowance, or even in the UK now, you might transfer to a QROPS. It's typically a SIPP. Once you're transferred to the SIPP, you need somewhere to actually invest the money. The SIPP will just have a cash account. If you don't have somewhere to invest the money will stay in cash and it will never grow, which obviously is pointless. So you need to have an investment platform or solution to be able to invest the money underneath. This is where your financial advisor needs to decide between using a platform and using an offshore bond. So an offshore bond is a much more older school way of working in the industry. And to be honest, when I started out 10 years ago, it was the norm. There weren't any platforms in the offshore market. Platforms were only available in the US and in the UK. So offshore bonds were very, very prevalent back in the day. Also, they were very, very advantageous to financial advisors. There were very high levels of commission attached to offshore bonds, ranging anywhere between 7, 8 to 10%. What that means is, say you do a £500,000 pension transfer into a SIPP, and they invest you in an offshore bond underneath, say it's 7% on £500,000, your financial advisor is getting paid £35,000 to open up that bond for you. And then you're locked in for a period of 8 years with charges of maybe 1.5% or 2% a year in order to recoup those initial commissions which are paid out at the beginning. The biggest problem with this is, unless your financial advisor is one of the nicest people in the world and is very dedicated to their job and always give good service, if they've been paid for 8 years worth of advice in one go, what do you think your service is going to be like over the course of those 8 years? If they move country, if they need to return to the UK or somewhere else, how are they going to continue servicing you if they've been paid everything up front? Some small minority of financial advisors, maybe they can be very respectful and say, right, I had my 7% commission up front, now I'm going to save that money in a bank account and pay myself 1% of it each year for the next 7 years. Highly unlikely though. So that's one of the big problems of offshore bonds is ongoing service. We get so many messages on a monthly basis from clients who previously took out an offshore bond with a financial advisor who no longer talks to them and they're looking for some type of ongoing financial advice. So that's one of the problems of offshore bonds. The other problems of offshore bonds is that by definition, they are not FCA regulated. You cannot have an offshore bond, which obviously is FCA regulated. The two do not go together. So for a lot of clients who are saying to me, Dominic, what I want is absolute protection. I want protection from the FCA at each standpoint. So the SIPP is obviously FCA regulated. Cameron James are FCA regulated. Dominic James Murray is FCA regulated. And the platform that we use is also FCA regulated. If you do everything FCA regulated and then say, oh, but actually the place we're going to be putting your money in the offshore bond is not FCA regulated, you're kind of breaking the chain, so to speak, of the protection from the FCA if you were to have any complaints or if that company were to have any difficulties, etc. Now, that's not to be unfair to offshore bonds. In jurisdictions such as the Isle of Man, they have a very large compensation scheme, which obviously over the course of the past decades, every provider on the island has been paying 1 or 2% into kind of a default fund, so to speak. So if any provider ever were to go under in the Isle of Man, investors will be paid back their money. Now, the chances of that happening are very, very slim, but it's not necessarily the security and the protection of the offshore bonds that concerns me. As I've just said, places like the Isle of Man are extremely secure. Actually, one of the oldest and most secure financial jurisdictions in the world. The problem comes in the charging schedules that those offshore bond providers allow the financial advisors to use. Now, let me give you an example. I'm not going to give the names of the offshore bond company. I think it's a little bit unfair, but very often they'll have a range of charging schedules, possibly up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 different charging schedules. So it's like having a product, but the client can be charged in 70 different ways for the same product. So this can create a lot of confusion in the marketplace, and it allows financial advisors to basically decide how much money do I think I can make from my client. It means if you're a very astute client, maybe they'll take very small commissions, or maybe they'll take no commissions at all. There are certain offshore bonds now that will start with no commission and can be a very good deal for the client. But this spectrum allows financial advisors to, in my opinion, potentially take advantage of clients by charging very, very high commissions up front, which they possibly may not end up servicing that client for those full 8 years. The other problem with having this system is when you have exit penalties attached to the offshore bond, you can't go in, financial advisor gets paid 7%, and then after a month you say, oh, I don't want to use the offshore bond anymore. Advisor's already been paid 7%. How does a provider possibly be profitable if they've already paid out 7% commission? So they lock you in and you have to pay an exit penalty. So say you wanted to leave after month 1, your exit penalty would basically be 7% because they have to recuperate the money that's been paid out to the financial advisor. So what it means is, say the bond is not very good, you don't like the service, you don't like the online portal, you don't like the valuation statements, you don't like anything about it, you're trapped. You cannot move away from that. Whilst if we compare that to a platform, an FCA regulated platform, the platform has no commission attached to it, no exit penalties, which means you're going in at 100% and you're coming out at 100%. If you like it and it's good for you and your financial advisor likes it, you can continue using it over the course of time. If it's not working for you, if the service is bad, if something happens, or if something cheaper becomes available in the marketplace, you can switch from one platform to another platform relatively easily. Now, I say relatively easily, it still involves a lot of paperwork and will classify as financial advice, so a report would have to be written, but there's no exit penalties or difficulties of coming out of a platform like there is with an offshore bond. So I just finished with this, guys, by saying if you've already got an offshore bond, you feel like your charges are high, you feel like the performance is not good, get in touch below in the description section to talk about your product, how we can help you with it, when your exit penalty is coming, when you could possibly move yourself over to a platform. And there may well be people out there saying, you know what, Dominic, I've had an offshore bond and it's been great for me. My financial advisor is a great guy or a great lady, been working with them for many years. Okay, they got a commission up front, but that's okay with me. I understand how sales works and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with my performance, great for you. But unfortunately, I would say 8 out of 10 times or possibly 9 out of 10 times, that's not the result which offshore bond clients are typically receiving. Guys, I hope this has been valuable for you. The truth about offshore bonds. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below and I will try to respond to you personally. Thank you very much. And as always, take care of your money and take care of your UK pension assets.